Hey everyone, welcome back to Deep Chemistry, the place where chemistry becomes easy, logical, and full of meaning. Today we are going to solve some conceptual and interview level questions on the mole concept step by step with clear explanations. These questions will not only help you understand the concept deeply but also build your confidence for exams and interviews. So get your notebook ready. Let's dive right in. Question number 1. Why is mole called the chemist dozen? Alright, imagine you have a dozen apples. That's 12 apples, right? Now, in chemistry, counting atoms or molecules one by one is impossible because they are unimaginably tiny. So, chemists decided to use a convenient counting unit, the mole. 1 mole equals 6.022 into 10 to the power 23 particles, known as Avogadro's number. So, just like a dozen means 12 of something, a mole means 6.022 into 10 to the power 23 of something. That can be atoms, molecules, or ions. That's why we call it as chemist dozen. It makes counting in chemistry practical and simple. Question number 2. How many atoms are present in 2 moles of oxygen gas? Let's start by finding the number of molecules in 2 moles of oxygen. Number of molecules will be equal to a small n into Na, that is equal to 2 into 6.022 into 10 to the power 23, that is equal to 1.204 into 10 to the power 24 oxygen molecules. Each molecule of oxygen has 2 atoms. So, total atoms equals to 1.204 into 10 to the power 24 multiplied by 2, that is equal to 2.408 into 10 to the power 24 atoms. So, in 2 moles of oxygen gas, there are 2.408 into 10 to the power 24 oxygen atoms. Question number 3. How many moles of carbon dioxide are produced when 1 mole of propane burns completely? The combustion reaction is written from the equation. 1 mole of propane produces 3 moles of carbon dioxide. So the answer is 3 moles of carbon dioxide are produced. Question number 4. If 11.2 liter of gas weighs 16 gram at STP, what is its molar mass? At STP, 1 mole of any gas occupies 22.4 liters. Given volume equals to 11.2 liters, that's 0.5 moles of gas, because 11.2 divided by 22.4 equals to 0.5. Now molar mass equals to given mass divided by moles. So that is equal to 16 divided by 0.5, that is equals to 32 gram per mole. So the gas has molar mass of 32, which matches with the oxygen gas. Question number 5. Which has more atoms, 1 mole of sodium or 1 mole of chlorine? So 1 mole of sodium contains 6.022 into 10 to the power 23 sodium atoms. 1 mole of chlorine gas Cl2 contains 6.022 into 10 to the power 23 molecules, and each molecule has 2 atoms. So the total atoms in chlorine equals to 2 multiplied by 6.022 into 10 to the power 23, that is equal to 1.204 into 10 to the power 24 atoms. That means 1 mole of chlorine has twice as many atoms as 1 mole of sodium. Question number 6. How many atoms are there in 12 grams of carbon 12? By definition, 12 grams of carbon 12 is exactly 1 mole of carbon atoms, so it contains 6.022 into 10 to the power 23 atoms. This definition actually forms the basis of Avogadro's number itself. Question number 7. A compound has 40.0% carbon, 6.7% hydrogen and 53.3% oxygen by mass. Determine its empirical formula. Let's assume 100 grams of compound, that means 40 grams of carbon, 6.7 gram hydrogen and 53.3 grams oxygen. Now convert them into moles. So carbon is 40 divided by 12, that is 3.33. Hydrogen is 6.7 divided by 1.008, that is equal to 6.65, and oxygen is 53.3 divided by 16, that is equals to 3.33. Divide all by the smallest value, that is 3.33. So the simple ratio of C, H and O will be 1:2:1. So the empirical formula is CH2O. Question number 8. Given 10 gram of hydrogen reacts with 80 gram of oxygen, how many grams of water form? Identify the limiting reagent. The reaction is 2 hydrogen plus oxygen changes to 2 molecules of water. So moles of hydrogen gas equals to 10 divided by 2.016, that is equals to 4.96 mole. Moles of oxygen equals to 80 divided by 32, that is 2.5 mole. According to the equation, 2 mole of hydrogen need 1 mole of oxygen. For 4.96 mole of hydrogen, we need 2.48 mole of oxygen. We only have 2.5 mole of oxygen, so the oxygen is slightly in excess and hydrogen is the limiting reagent. Moles of water form equals to 4.96 mole, so mass equals to 4.96 into 18.02, that is approximately equal to 89.4 grams of water. Question number 9. What is molarity and how many moles of solute are in 500 ml of 0.10 molar NaCl solution? Molarity is the number of moles of solute per liter of solution. Given molarity equals to 0.10 mole and volume equals to 500 ml, that is equals to 0.5 liter. So the moles will be 0.10 into 0.5, that is equals to 0.05 mole. That means in 500 ml of 0.1 molar NaCl, there are 0.05 mole of NaCl. Question number 10. How do you convert moles to mass? For example, find the mass of 0.25 mole of neon. The formula is mass equals to moles into molar mass. Molar mass of neon equals to 20.18 gram per mole. So 0.25 into 20.18, that is equals to 5.05 gram. That means 0.25 mole of neon weigh about 5 grams. Question number 11. If you have 2.0 into 10 to the power 23 molecules of glucose, how many moles is that? Moles equals to number of molecules divided by Avogadro number. So small n will be 2.0 into 10 to the power 23 divided by 6.022 into 10 to the power 23, that is equals to 0.332 mole. That means the sample contains 0.332 moles of glucose. Question number 12. How do stoichiometric coefficients relate to mole ratios? Stoichiometric coefficients show the ratio in which substances react. For example, 2A plus 3B give rise to C. The ratio of A is to B is to C equals to 2 is to 3 is to 1. So for every 2 moles of A, 3 mole of B, you get 1 mole of C. That's how we use equations to relate moles of one substance to another. Question number 13. A sample contains 0.150 mole of electrons. How many electrons is that? Number of electrons equals to small n into Na, that is equals to 0.150 into 6.022 into 10 to the power 23, that is equals to 9.03 into 10 to the power 22 electrons. So there are 9.03 into 10 to the power 22 electrons in 0.150 moles. Question number 14. If the empirical formula is CH2O and the molar mass is 180.16 gram per mole, what's the molecular formula? Empirical mass equals to 12.01 plus 2.016 plus 16, that is equals to 30.03 gram per mole. Now divide the molar mass by empirical mass. So we have 180.16 divided by 30.03, that is equals to 6. So multiply the subscripts by 6, we get C6H12O6. So the molecular formula is of glucose. Question number 15. Why is the Avogadro's number the same for atoms and the molecules? Because it's just a counting unit like a dozen. 1 mole means 6.022 into 10 to the power 23 of anything like atoms, ions, molecules, electrons, whatever you are counting, it's defined based on 12 grams of carbon 12, which contains exactly that many atoms. So the mole connects different kinds of particles using one universal counting scale. Question number 16. This is interview style challenge. You have 0.200 mole of A and 0.300 mole of B reacting as A plus 2B give rise to C. Which reagent is limiting and how many moles of C form? From the equation, 1 mole of A react with 2 moles of B. So for 0.200 mole of A, we need 0.400 mole of B. So we have only 0.300 mole of B. So B is the limiting reagent. So the moles of C formed will be equals to mole of B into 1 mole C divided by 2 mole B, that is equals to 0.300 into 0.5, that is equals to 0.150 mole of C. And that wraps up our detailed discussion on conceptual questions from the mole concept. I hope this session helped you really understanding how to connect formulas, logic, and reasoning in chemistry. If you found this helpful, please hit the like button, subscribe to Deep Chemistry, and don't forget to press the bell icon because we have a lot more powerful and easy to understand chemistry sessions coming your way. Until next time, stay curious, stay inspired, and keep loving chemistry.